Hello and welcome to today's edition of Route 664, the Road to Human Kindness. What is your role on this road to human kindness? You, individually. We're not in a political world anymore. We're in an economic world, and you have to take care of your own economic conditions. You have to be able to do the best you can with what you have. And that's a very important chore because you need to take care of it to help yourself have a great future. Individualism means that you can do things to change your financial well-being, you can create security for yourself, and you can do this in the most economic and powerful way possible. We promote 664, plan, prosper, and pass on through the power of 664. Those sections of the tax code that were given to us by Congress in 1969 are very powerful tools that you can use to help yourself have a better future and help yourself, your family, and the community at the same time. It's all in the same work. You can accomplish so much using the power of 664. The individual has the ability to learn about everything that's available on their own in a way that's very easily done. We have a course that we're using to teach you to become efficient in the use of 664 and the other parts of the tax code that are similar to it. Now, this is very important at this time of year. July 4th, it's Independence Day, and we talk about the reason why this country is independent, why we fought the Revolutionary War. We fought the Revolutionary War to avoid taxation without representation. And today, taxes are a very important part of our lives. They're a very big part of our expenses. And we need to know how to deal with those taxes. And one of the things that we'd like to teach you as a program that's available to you through our new program called Discovery 664, you'll be able to learn about how to use parts of the tax code to your benefit, how to do a better job with your own financial well-being in a way that's easily understood. One of the things that we use and we talk about is the tax levels, the 5 tax levels. This is a sample of what you'll see in the coursework. The 5 tax levels are important because they determine what your values are going to be in the future based on how you use the tax code. And I mean that you can use the tax code. You have the ability to use sections of the tax code, but you have to know about them and you have to know how and when to use them. So this is an illustration. You can do what most people do, and they invest in the lowest of the tax planning levels. The wealthy people in the country have invested at the top tax level. What I mean by that is, if you put your money in after tax, you've already paid the tax dollars. If you grow it in a taxable environment and then you take it out and it's taxable, you have given the government 3 bites of the apple. You have a choice. You can do something with after-tax dollars and put them into a non-tax environment, but when they come out, they're taxable. You can put it into a pre-tax environment where they grow non-tax, but they come out taxable. You can put them in after-tax into a non-tax environment where they come out non-tax, and the best way to do things is in a pre-tax, non-tax environment. The top one has to do with the use of charity. You can increase your income. You can reduce your taxes by using charity. And 664 is the tool that helps you use charity to do that. We would like to help you understand that way of doing your planning. There's a course. The courses that we're teaching are in 2 parts. There's an ambassador section and there's an endowment engineer section. The ambassador section deals with your relationship to the community and the relationship to Endow America Network Foundation. We consider you to be an ambassador of ours in spreading the word about how this can do things to help the community and help your family and yourself. The other part is the more technical part, which is the Endowment Engineering course. The Endowment Engineering course will be made available on the site, and you'll be able to take modules and learn how to become a certified endowment engineer. And then once you are a certified endowment engineer, you can practice in that engineering practice. And you can create your own entrepreneurial endeavor to help people become more familiar with this part of the tax code and these parts of the tax code that can help them do a better job with their own finances. I don't think people like to pay taxes. I think they may not know how much tax they pay in a lot of instances. One of the things that you have to be aware of is you can't do anything with tax planning unless you do it in the year of the tax. If you're dealing with the charitable tools, you must do them in the year of the tax itself. So that means that if you're planning to reduce your taxes in 2024, in 2024, you'll have to do something before December 31st in order to change your tax level. What are the tax levels? The tax levels are income tax, capital gains tax, and interest and dividends. There's the short-term capital gains, long-term capital gains. These are all types of income tax, and they can be avoided by utilizing Section 664 and other sections like it in the tax code. When we look at the tax issue as an individual, if you look at your tax issue as an individual, is there something that's happening that's going to create a tax? Are you paying too much tax on your income? Are you looking to have a transaction that's going to create a tax? That tax, when you start to focus on it and you understand that that tax can be turned into actual income by using charity, that's what you need to grasp. You need to get hold of that beautiful idea, that fantastic idea. So when you're dealing with the course or dealing with our group called Discovery 664, you're going to learn to unlock the uses of 664, what kind of impact that can have on your own financial well-being. Very, very powerful tools. My guest in the studio today is our friend, Wanda.
I'm not a guest.
Not a guest.
I'm just hanging out.
Yeah, and Wanda has written a great book about social secharity, which is the philosophy of what we're talking about.
It's the story of how it all came to be and how it can continue to be.
Yes, and help the alpha generation
save
themselves in
babes,
retirement.
The youngsters.
The new ones.
The youngsters, as you like to call them.
The youngins.
Youngins.
Well, this is about youngins, and what we're dealing with even with Discovery 664 is for the youngins. I want young people to become involved in the process. I want them to be
hopeful.
Able to use, yes, hopeful, exactly. Improve their own individual lives, uplift themselves.
It's up to you to secure your future. It's not up to the government. It's not up to your parents. It's not up to me or less. It's up to you to secure your future and take your life into your own hands. And I feel like you'll have better control of it that way unless you leave it up to other people, because then you never know what you're going to get.
And if you get good at it for yourself, you can do it for other people.
This too.
And that's when you become an ambassador. You know, we are training ambassadors to work with chambers of commerce because we think businesses are the ones that need this work the most. The people that own businesses generally are the people that are going to utilize these types of parts of the tax code to their best effectiveness. And so we do concentrate on trying to train the ambassadors to help chambers of commerce, in addition to helping the Endow American Network Foundation, because one of the things that we're doing in our abundant world, this is a nonprofit organization. We are only about helping you do what you need to do for yourself. We're not interested in the return on our investment. We're only interested in being able to teach you. And that's what our objective is with Discovery 664. Become a member of Discovery 664, and you'll be able to understand the impact of these sections of the code. Endowment Engineering is one of the. We have video up for the Endowment Engineering?
Yeah, we do have that video.
Yeah, we're going to play that. We'll be right back after this video.
Financial professionals. Become a certified endowment engineer. Are you a financial advisor, accountant, or other professional looking to take your career to the next level? Consider becoming a certified endowment engineer with the Endow America Network Foundation. As an endowment engineer, you'll join an elite group of experts trained to help individuals and families maximize their charitable giving while minimizing their tax burden. You'll learn cutting-edge strategies for leveraging powerful charitable tools to resolve complex tax problems and unlock new philanthropic potential for your clients. Here's what becoming an endowment engineer can do for you. Expand your service offerings and revenue streams. Differentiate yourself from competitors. Attract new high net worth clients. Deepen relationships with existing clients. Gain recognition as a charitable giving expert. Make a bigger, positive impact on your community. The Endowment Engineer certification process involves intensive training and testing by qualified instructors. You'll learn to understand each client's unique relationships and financial circumstances, diagnose tax problems using specialized blueprints, design customized solutions using charitable devices, guide clients through the process of strategic giving. EndowAmerica.com. If you're ready to take your financial career to new heights while making a real difference, becoming an endowment engineer could be your perfect next step. Join this group of professionals and start unlocking the full potential of charitable giving for your clients. The future of philanthropy is in your hands. Join us. Our monthly membership fee of $49 includes certification as an endowment engineer and continued learning and support with weekly Q&A with EANF Endow America Network Foundation's president, Les Winston, and unlimited access to a growing community with an unparalleled wealth of knowledge. Becoming an endowment engineer could be your perfect next step. Join us. Visit us anytime at EndowAmerica.com.
Make sure you visit us at EndowAmerica.com, EndowAmerica.com. It's real important to go there and find out more about what we're doing with Discovery 664, how you can become a member of that organization, how you can become a member of that group, and you can become, get on the path to becoming an endowment engineer, becoming an ambassador. We call them AMBIs, not MBAs, AMBIs. And this is, it's like an academy. You know, we think that the Discovery 664 is an academy of learning how to become individually sound, individually financially able, individually economically sound, how you can use your innovation, your entrepreneurial spirit, how you can create something for yourself that's going to be really meaningful and do it in the best way possible. Financial literacy is something that we have to understand. We have to be able to communicate in this economic world that we live in, that the financial well-being of each of us rests on the amount of information that we have and what we're able to use to our own best interest. And that's not given to us in our ordinary education process. Wanda's written an amazing book, the Social Secharity story of Social Secharity, and we've been working together for a long time.
You can get it on go to our website, EndowAmerica.com, if we haven't mentioned that yet. And
yes, we have, EndowAmerica.com, EndowAmerica.com.
Yes, so if you'd like to visit there, you can get the book. You can also find out all other things that we're involved in trying to educate you on how to better maneuver through your finances. I think it's probably a good phrase for now.
Yeah. Well, it's
we're all learning.
Sometimes that people call it schemes. You know, schemes kind of got a bad word, but there is scheme in a way. We create a schematic. In fact, you'll learn as an endowment engineer, you'll learn how to do blueprints that can be used by the business owner to give to their advisors to show them how this works. And I think those are the best ways for these plans to be explained, because it's like building a house. You know, it's like building an economic fortress. If you really want to create a sound economic house, you have to have blueprints, and it has to be drawn by somebody who understands architecture and understands engineering and all of the things that go into building blueprints. Well, the same thing's true here. In order to make a blueprint, you have to understand all the nuances of what is involved in Section 664 and other sections like it. So when we talk about Discovery 664, the academy that you can join and become part of, that academy is a way for you to be able to get information that nobody else has and nobody else is not that they don't have it, they're not giving it to you. They've held it close to them for a long time. Remember, in 1969, these were passed. So people have known about this for a long time. The wealthy have been using it forever. And the reason that happened was because they had the money to pay advisors to give them the information. Today, the information is available, but it's not in a condensed form in a way that you can grasp it as much as it is in this course, in the academy process that we'll take you through. So you can become an ambassador. You can work for the community. You can work for your individual own well-being. You can work for a chamber of commerce. You can work for other organizations that want to have representation. Every nonprofit in the community would probably like to have you as an ambassador. Every community foundation would like to have you as an ambassador. And if you are an endowment engineer and an ambassador and you can help people do this kind of work, make their lives better, make their families' lives better, make the community better, make the state better, the country better, and the world better.
And your life better.
We've made a paradigm shift.
I'm all about you.
Yep. We made a paradigm shift, and you individually can do that on your own without anybody's help, as long as you understand what you need to do. So join us in the Discovery 664 Academy. It's $49 a month to become able to get the information that will help you become to further your own career and make your own entrepreneurial well-being. It's very powerful to be independent.
For sure.
Yeah. I think people crave independence from everything if they can be independent, as long as they can support themselves.
Well,
right.
Easier said than done. But yes, that is the goal. Well, it's a game, honestly.
Yeah. And it's a game of life. The game of spiritual life.
It's the Monopoly game, the anti-Monopoly game. There are all kinds of. Oh, you know what? There was a game I saw the other day that helps you. It's an entrepreneur game. It was almost like a video game. I have to find that game again and mention that. But I thought it was a really good tool. There's lots of tools out there to help you find your way through your monies. So.
And Monopoly is actually an interesting game from that standpoint. It teaches you how to be greedy, how to bankrupt other players. Maybe that's what those are the in a lot of ways, the current economic
that's the old
drive in a way is bottom line, but
would Monopoly be kind of an old game? Is it almost stinkish?
Not really. It teaches the principle of creating a more powerful economic device.
But it's less about sharing, right?
Huh?
It's less about sharing.
Yeah, there's no sharing. The idea that when you land on free parking, everybody goes, "Oh, crap!" But when you go to jail, they're all happy, So, and if you don't pass go, you don't collect $200. So it's and the game is all, actually, it's the game. It's the reason why I created Funny Money, the radio show, in the first place, was from Monopoly, because I realized that people don't know that they can create real money out of fake money. And I was playing Monopoly with my nephew, and of course he had all the money and I was bankrupt. And I said, "What are you going to do with that money?" He said, "What can I do with it, Uncle Les?" I said, "You got to put it back in the box." He says, "Why is that?" I said, "Because you can't spend it on anything. It's funny money. You can't go to the store with that." And I thought for a second. I said, "Suppose I gave you 25 cents of real money for every dollar of funny money. How much would you give me?" He said, "I'll give it all to you." And everybody always says that because it's getting something for nothing. But the fact of the matter is that funny money is actually your tax dollar. And people don't pay attention to the tax dollar because they don't think it's worth anything to them. They just think they have to give it to the government, and that's the end of it. But you don't have to do that. You have the right and privilege to reduce that tax dollar as much as possible. And you can do that using charity. And the charity position is not today, but in the future. But if you make the promise in the future, you get a benefit today. And that's a big deal because you can save a lot of money in taxes. Look at the tax brackets. One of the things that we have in our academy, in the Discovery 664 Academy, we use the tax chart, the current tax chart for 2024, so that you can see what you are exposed to in the form of taxes. People don't understand that. They just, people who get paid W-2 income, if you get paid a salary, you look at the bottom line. You don't look at where the money went so much, and there's a lot of money taken out. And if you are a big earner and you're paying a lot of tax because you're in a high bracket, you can do things to reduce that bracket, and you can do something to increase the value of your future. And it's all with regard to the tax, the 5 tax levels that we just showed you a little bit while ago. So you need to have the tax. You need to know what the taxes are, and you need to know what the levels are, and you need to how to avoid the taxes and how to reduce the taxes and how to get money back from those taxes in the form of income. That's at 25 cents. And that's why Monopoly, great game, teaches kids how to, not lie, cheat, and steal, but, how to make the negotiation for monopolies. Get Baltic and Mediterranean, and get the.
I'm going to be honest. I was never good at Monopoly.
No.
No, I was never good at Monopoly. I think that probably shows. But
All right. Well,
I like the fun games. I like to be outside, quite honestly.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's me.
So if you had all the opportunity to be able to direct money, what would you direct money to if you were in a charitable frame of mind?
I would love to just I would honestly take care of animals more so, and the people and those who are, and I think probably the older I get, I think seniors are are more neglected than I thought of when I was a younger child. And I've come across this new terminology that it is new. It's called elder orphans.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about seniors that are alone, and that's given me something to think about. And so I think there's a lot of as we age, and in this age, there are new things cropping up all the time that we can give our hearts and our money to, and find a way to make the world a better place moving ahead. And there are challenges that will come across that we aren't even aware of now. So it's just making ourselves happier in the moment and just paying it forward. I love that whole paying it forward, and just constantly thinking of ways that we can improve others' lives, because you never know what's going to happen.
That's right. And I saw that same thing you did, which is actually quite shocking about the number of people that are elder orphans. And
that doesn't mean that they don't have their parents anymore. They're just on their own. I mean, of course, their parents are probably long gone, but they may have kids who they don't talk to, possibly, or
Family Feud.
Yeah, families that they're just out on their own. And I know that I'm pretty much on my own. I mean, my mom is still with me, but she's far away, and so
people live by themselves.
Things to think about.
Yeah, when people live by themselves, I think there's a lot more there's loneliness and depression and all those things that go along with that. We don't want to get off into that kind of a bummer rap, but
no.
But I think that it's important for the community to have services or have facilities or have a way to deal with that. I know that in the Scandinavian countries, for example, they have senior centers that they do pay for through the social through taxes.
Great.
But in the smaller countries, that works. I don't think it'll work in the United States. It might work statewide, but I think we can do a lot with what we're talking about with 664. Yeah, 664 is a solution. Is one of the solutions to that problem. And the way that would work is if enough people utilize 664 in the community, they can build an endowment over the long term. It doesn't happen overnight, but over the long term, they can build an endowment. And that endowment would be enough to support a senior care center for people and provide safe care and great care for them, and do it free. Where they can use that facility as they need it. And that facility could even have gradations. It could be, independent living, and then you also have to have assisted living, and then you even have hospice. But all of that can be free. And that's what the Endow America concept is. We want to endow America so that all communities can provide these services. And that's a solution to Medicare. It's a solution to Social Security. It's a solution to the national debt. It's a solution to a lot of things. And they gave it to us, Congress, in 69. Boy. The geniuses
was
in
that
Congress.
The last great Congress?
I think so. I think they were stunned by the Great Society of Lyndon Johnson, and as a result of that, their brains, went on overdrive, and they said, "Let's see how are we going to solve this problem that we've gotten ourselves into with all these things that we're saying we're going to give. We know that in the future, the demographics are not going to work, and that's what we're seeing now." And so, nobody's talking about correcting Social Security. Nobody's talking about the problems of Medicare, and there are issues. They're talking about an increase in the Medicare the Social Security tax of like 25 or 30%. And, as it is, we're paying a lot of tax. And that goes back to that concept of taxation without representation. You are not being represented individually as much as you think you are with regard to the way this is happening. So we want you to have your own individual representation. That's what the ambassador does. If you understand how this all works, and you've gone through the 664 Discovery Academy, and you know how to help other people understand what can be done because you've done it for yourself, that's a benefit to the community. And you're increasing their income, you're lowering their taxes, and you're increasing the benefit to the community at some time in the future. So that's what this is really all about. This is not, it's individual, but it helps your family, it helps the community, it helps everybody. And one of the things that we've been, as a country, of course, we've never been afraid to help other countries in need or help other people in times of need. And we need to do the same thing as communities, one community helping another, using endowment. And the objective is to get to the point where we have, instead of 35 trillion in debt, we have 35 trillion in endowment. And wouldn't that be a beautiful picture?
That would be.
That would
What
be amazing.
would we build?
Yeah.
Some
we can
roads.
We can build anything we want.
That'd be nice. And the thing that people are living longer, but they're living healthier and happier. And we can just, the world, it's getting crowded, but it's getting more cushy and loving. And I hope that's where we're going. I hope that's the direction.
Yeah, I think because we're in an economic world and everybody has the ability to find out what's going on, it's not a secret anymore.
And I like
So
senior
this
centers that could just be nice little party centers, quite honestly. That's what I'd like
Party
to
every
build.
night.
Party at the senior center.
So
No kids allowed.
yeah, so so if you want to find out more about Discovery 664, you can call 855-2664-664, 855-2664-664.
Or
Leave your name and your information, and we will get back to you. Or you can tune in to 664 Radio, Route 664 Radio, which is an amazing station. The music runs the gamut from. I was listening the morning driving up to Palm Beach, and I got classical. It was country.
You'll get it all.
I got it.
You'll
it
get
all.
a mixture of it.
You get a mixture, and you know what?
Because
It's great music. And
it's the world we live in.
Wanda is responsible.
It's all my fault.
Yep.
It's all me.
Yep.
The music is, for me, it's just I've grown up listening to all kinds of different music, and I've grown to appreciate it. And I don't know why you segregate music, because music's all the same. There's only
music.
certain notes, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
We're all using the same notes, so there's
Yeah.
really no reason. And yeah, that's just silly to me. And it blends so nicely, like we should all blend. It's philosophical, but it's music. Let's do it.
I think music for the soul, and music
is.
to be on the
language.
road to human kindness.
Language of
Very important.
gods.
And we are talking about human kindness. Everything comes back to that. That's what this program is about. This is Route 664, the road to human kindness. And the reason this is the road to human kindness is because it's paved with the benefits of 664. So learn about Discovery 664, the academy that we have available now. You can become part of that academy. It's $49 a month. It's a great investment for you to make in your own personal well-being, and also to possibly help become somebody who helps other people. And that is a big deal. You can make your way in the world as a professional. It is a profession, the endowment engineering profession, and it's something that you should look into. So remember the number, 855-2664-664.
Or if you want to go to the website, endowamerica.com.
Yes, endowamerica.com.
Old school phone people.
We have something to go out
Yeah,
by.
we have to go out. We're going to go out, show them a little bit more of the fun things that a 664 could do for you.
All
We'll
right.
catch you next week.
Yep, that's the show.
Once upon a time, in a town quite grand, lived Eleanor with a sharp mind and a steady hand. She had an eye for detail, numbers were her game, and as she neared life's twilight, she sought lasting fame. One day, fate smiled with a windfall so bright. Eleanor saw a chance to set things right. She found Section 664, a tax code so rare. But for Kratz and Krutz, you're gonna need an engineer, an endowment engineer, savvy and wise. She crafted a plan, a legacy in disguise, a trust for her grand-twins, income to provide. But with a twist, they must serve, and must they, with pride. The twins took the challenge, and they ran with glee, establishing a center, a place for all to see. For animals and seniors, a haven of care, a place where love and kindness would flourish with flair. So remember, dear friends, as you navigate life, Social Secharity can ease your strife. With a heart full of giving and a mind so keen, you too can create a legacy unseen. Plan, prosper, pass on. That's the power of 664.